Hello and welcome to our 7th session where we are going to work on Cinemachine cameras. Unity engine has a very beautiful camera machine system or a camera coding system where you can create trolleys, dollies, you can make use of any kind of camera to create and use it in your virtual set. So what you have to remember is Unity can also be used in film production and is also used in many of the film productions. So right now in our game, the purpose we are going to use Cinemachine camera is that when the player is moving, we want our camera to smoothly follow the player, and for this we are going to implement our Cinemachine camera. So if we come back to our actual that is the Unity platform. So in the Unity platform here, if you see, we have already added our player, and if we play the game and when I press the left arrow or the right arrow, now what happens is the player is moving, but along with the player I want my camera to move. So I will stop the playback. I want the camera to move along with the player. So right now if you see in Unity, you will always have one main camera. So now if I double click it, you will come to this camera. So if I just scale it down and if I show it here, see, this is the main camera. So I can see, if I just put this below, temporarily I will put this game view below and I will just show you. So if I just drag this camera, you can see how our game view is changing depending upon the position of our camera. So we can move the camera, we can adjust the camera, we can make all modification to this camera. So right now if you come to project, apart from assets, you will have another folder called packages, and this packages contains all the packages that we are using in our Unity project. Now if you come to window package manager, you have packages in project, and all the project packages that we are using here is listed here. However, in this list we doesn't see Cinemachine. So Cinemachine is not yet installed. So for this what we have to do is, we have to come to package in project and go to Unity registry. Now all the packages present in the Unity registry will be shown here. I can come to search here and type Cinemachine and press enter, or you can just type Cine and press enter, and you can see here Cinematic Studio and Cinemachine 2.9.7 version is available. So if you select this Cinemachine and you have one option here called as install. So select this Cinemachine and click on install. It will take some time. The packages will be downloaded and it will be installed onto your project. So what? Okay, now the installation is complete. If you see the remove button here, it means that the installation is done. I will close this. Now if you come to packages, you can see the Cinemachine package installed, and there are so many script files, runtime, all these are there. You need not do any modification here. We need not touch this. Now let us come back to our assets and how to add this Cinemachine to our scene. So before we add the Cinemachine to the scene, what is this Cinemachine? Let us understand. We call this a Cinemachine. Cinemachine is a powerful package that lets us manage multiple cameras in our scene. So when you are actually building a game, sometimes what happens is, say you have a car race, you want one view from the driver view, one from the back of the camera, back of the car, one from the top view, one from the stadium. So you can use virtual cameras. You might have seen it in when you are playing live games. You can see a scene from various cameras. So similarly here, Cinemachine allows you to add multiple cameras and control them in your scene, and it easily creates rules for your camera. So which camera should be focused when. So this will be automatically controlled. And now how this Cine camera works is, now you have a main camera. So if you actually come to Unity, you can see here we have our main camera. We just saw this main camera now. and in the game view this is the view it is showing. So, we have the main camera. Now, if you actually that is see this main camera, we are going to add a Cinemachine Brain. Cinemachine Brain is a scripted component which is going to control this main camera, and what it is going to do? It is going to add virtual cameras to it, number of multiple virtual cameras to it, and these virtual cameras are controlled. So, when you should view from camera 1, when you should view from camera 2, and this can be all controlled using this Cinemachine Brain. Okay, this is how this Cinemachine works. So, understanding this basic concept now, our next mission is to add the follow camera. So, for this let us come back here, and the very first thing, how are we going to add Cinemachine in our scene is, I will select the main camera, I will come to add component here. You have add component here, click here, and in the list now type Cinemachine, and now you have so many Cinemachine components available, and the component I am going to add now is the Cinemachine Brain. So, when I click on Cinemachine Brain, now this Cinemachine Brain component is added to the main camera. You can see the icon has changed, but right now nothing is happening because I have to now add actually a virtual camera. So, now if I come over here, if I right click and if I come here in the add menu, now I have a new menu called as Cinemachine. See, and in this Cinemachine I am going to add a virtual camera. So, when I add the virtual camera here, and I am going to call this virtual camera as virtual follow camera, because this is going to follow the player. And as soon as I add it, if you come to the main camera and if you see the Cinemachine component here, see this virtual follow camera is already added as live camera, and this is grayed out because right now we have only one virtual camera. If we have multiple virtual camera, we can select it here. So, right now we have only one virtual camera, and you have so many controls available for this virtual camera here. So, you can create events, and you have so many controls that can be controlled in this Cinema Brain. So, all these components we are going to actually study about it later, but right now what I will do is I will come back to virtual follow camera. So, when I select this virtual follow camera, this is the virtual camera for follow camera, and if I come to the game view, so this is the game view. Right now what I will do is the virtual camera is placed right at the position where I was when I actually added the camera. Whatever position I was, that view will be taken. So, right now what I will do is I will just come to the top view and I will just move this camera. See, I will select the virtual camera and I will move it little closer, or I will come in this view and move it down, or I will come to the top view and I will actually this rotation, I will click on E and I will rotate it like this, okay, so that it is rotated in this way, and I will select this, drag this like this. So, when I move, actually when I play the button and I will see where the movement is going, left and right. Okay, this camera is placed at the wrong angle. So, I have to select the rotation and I have to rotate it fully like this, or I can come here and I will first reset it. I will reset the value to 0 0 0, then I will take the move tool and move it back, and I will come to the side view and I will move it to the top like this. So, I will move it a little to the top, then I will rotate it along the x axis, so that it is looking down like this. Then I will rotate it by around approximately 30 degree, then I will move it to the top. This angle is fine, I think. then I will move this camera closer to my scene like this. So, I will bring it little closer like this. So, I will adjust its initial position. So, I have set its z value to -10, I will set its y value to around 7 and I will set its x value to 30. So, I have set these transform values, and after I have set these values, now the next thing here is in the follow camera, if you come here you have body transposer. I will open this and I will choose framing transposer. So, when I choose framing transposer, you will get this view and I can adjust this and make this at the center. So, that our player is exactly at the center. I will use this framing transporter, and you have transposer and you have so many options here. We will come to that later. So, as of now I will keep it here, and only thing now I want is you have one camera distance 10. So, if I make camera distance 8 and let us see, let us decrease the camera distance and let us check it, and right now it is not working because I have to add the follow. What is the object it has to follow? So, in the follow you have two options here. Look at means the camera will be in the same position and it will just pan left or right. So, it will just rotate like this along with the object. So, if the object moves, it is going to rotate like this. Okay. So, I will reset this y back to 0 and z back to 30. Okay. But follow means the camera, I will take the move tool now, the camera will virtually move with the object. So, I want the follow option, and in the follow option I will click here and I will choose the player. So, when I choose the player, my camera is focused to the player. I have set this move, and in the frame you have this camera distance, it is set to, if I set it to 6, see it became close. If I set it to 8, it moves back. So, here I can control the camera distance. Okay. So, now actually what you can now do is I will just save this scene and I will take the selection tool. I cannot move this over here. Now, I cannot move the camera once this framing transposer is activated. So, the framing is controlled from here and I can make all the modification here. See, I have to control it in this position. So, here I have to control it. Okay. So, all the controls will be present here now. I cannot use this transform. Okay. So, now I have look ahead time, look ahead smoothing, you have so many options now. So, right now I will just save this and let us see how this works. So, now what I will do is I will come back to player, and in player I will set the speed to around 20 so that we move faster, and then I will click the play button now, and now if I move it, you can see as I am moving, you can see the camera is moving. See, the camera is moving as my object is moving, and also you can see how smooth that movement is. See as I move it, the camera is moving. Okay. So, we have successfully added the camera to our scene. So, let us just review what all steps we followed in adding this camera. So, what all steps we followed to add a follow camera? First, install Cinemachine from package manager. We installed it from the package manager. Then we added Cinemachine Brain component to our main camera. Then we added the virtual camera. We added the virtual camera and named it as virtual follow camera. Then we renamed it as the camera, and after that we pointed the virtual camera to follow the player. We pointed it at the right position, then we tuned its distance. So, these are the steps that we have to follow when we add this Cinemachine camera. So, now in this session we have successfully added our Cinemachine. So, everything is now working fine. Now, the next thing is I have to create obstacles so that when my player goes and hits something, I want something to happen. I want it to crash. I want a color to change, and this crashing is determined by collisions. So, we are going to study about collisions in our next session. Thank you.